Hi, I'm Kevin. In today's video, I'm going to be going through the oil change on my 1997 911 993. So these are the air-cooled cars. Means lots of oil. So before you actually start working on the oil change, make sure you have all the parts. There's two oil filters, one for the drain tank, one for the crankcase. You want to have washers that you need for the drain plugs. Just as an example, this is the drain plug for the oil tank, and there's a rubber seal here that you really should replace. And of course, there's the crush washer for that, and the crush washer for the oil drain plug and the crankcase drain plug. But they're both the same size, so that's kind of convenient. Just to give you an idea, this is the oil tank filter, and this is the crankcase oil filter. So two different oil filters there. But the way that I approach all this, I try and make it easy, a smooth process. So what that means for me is I take off the undercover panels that protect the engine and the transmission, and on the right-hand side, there's this rocker panel, which I remove. And the thing that's good about removing the rocker panel is that for the oil tank, the drain plug, and also the oil filter, when you take those things off, if you don't have this off, it's gonna spill all over this. But when you remove the rocker panel, you could put your oil drain pan right there underneath these components. So for me, it's just so much easier. And I'm just going to touch on this rocker panel. There are clips. There's obvious clips underneath, right? So they're just nuts that you remove, and then there's some screws. There's two, let's say, nuts which are hidden. So right here in the front and right here at the very back, this is, let's say, you have to kind of reach in to remove both of these. So you might, let's say, if you overlook those and you pull down, yeah, this is going to come off. But what's going to happen then if it's not put on properly, then the rocker panel doesn't fit flush with the body of the car. So you just want to be, let's say, cognizant of that. So, and with the drain pan, you need a large capacity because the car holds approximately 10 quarts of oil. So you really want to make sure you have a large capacity drain pan on. So, I usually start on the right hand side with the oil tank. So the oil tank is in the fender here, the rear fender, and you remove the drain plug and the filter, and you're going to get some oil out. You would think you would get a lot out of there. I've never gotten a lot of oil out. Maybe about a quart or so. After I've done that, put the O-ring on and the new washer, put that back on, install your new tank oil filter, right? Then moving over to the crankcase, let's say on the left-hand side, in order to get to the drain plug, there's this, heat exchanger, which this is the way it's mounted. The drain plug's like right here. So you could remove the drain plug, but the oil is going to kind of shoot out on this. So I remove this. It's very simple. And then I drain the oil out of the crankcase. And you know, usually get about a quart out of that. Then moving over to, let's say, to get access to the crankcase oil filter. Unfortunately, it's kind of blocked by the return line, the oil return line, and there's only one bolt holding the oil return line on to the crankcase. So you remove that bolt, and then you know, just carefully pry with you know, a long regular screwdriver, and that drain plug, oil return plug, when that comes out, that's when you're going to get a lot of oil. So, you know, really, you know, be aware of that. Have the your oil drain pan ready for that, you know, and you'll be fine. And it's really quite far up. So, you know, I used an extension for my socket, and I have, let's say, an oil filter wrench. So, you know, you get that off, and you know, that's pretty much, you know, the exchange of the change of the two filters, drain plugs, etc. Now, I'll take you under the car now. So we've kind of done the overview of what it is. So I'll take you first to the where the oil tank is. Here, I'm at the right-hand side. This is the oil tank here, and this is the oil filter. And I'm going to be putting on okay. So that's the oil drain plug for the tank. And you can see, you know, if I hadn't removed the rocker panel, all the stuff, when you take this out, it goes all over the rocker panel. So, you know, I found it's really so much better if I just remove the rocker panel. Now, moving over to the underneath the crankcase, I'm going to be putting, here's the crankcase drain plug. I'll put that back. The return oil and it, line, and it goes right in here, and the oil filter is up there. All right, so I'm at the oil fill time now, and I have a funnel here which you know, allows me to slowly refill the oil. You know, basically the tank is going to hold, let's say, almost 8 quarts of oil. But until the thermostat opens up, you really can't add more than that. So, you know, you got to kind of run the engine after that. Right, so after you put the, let's say, 8 quarts into the dry sump oil tank, the only way you can fill it up is you got to get the car temperature so that the thermostat opens. Oil flows out of the tank. So I have the car up to temperature. I've been topping it up. I know I have 10 quarts of oil in there. And, you know, you want to be very careful not to overflow. With this funnel, you know, I'm able to see into the neck of the oil filler here. So, you know, I can feel pretty confident. You got to go slow. You don't want to spill oil all over your engine compartment here. So let me, I'm going to show you what the gauges look like. Okay, so the two gauges I have in focus here. This is the oil level. That's the oil temperature. And you can see I have the oil up to temp. I'm idling the engine. And the oil level, you know, when it's at this level, you know, that's a good fluid level. You don't want to get it all the way up to the top, that, you know, that you overfill it. So hope you found the video helpful. Take care now.